start recording, but so that part won't be in the VOD. But I hope you can just remember that. That's pretty basic stuff that we talk about pretty much every time.
Yeah.
So you're doing good last thing now. Karma should be a little bit more up, but it's a lower ranked support, so she's not. That's okay. Once Thresh has hook, you want to be behind the minions, but again, you can be like more up here, and if you like ping assistance right here, that'll make Karma feel like, oh, she wants to like poke or something, so she'll walk up. But you can play more up here because again, this guy has to come into you guys to last hit because you already have the wave. So see how you've
And I
already
can't.
got.
Oh yeah. No, I think because on the other frame, like it showed, like I can really pressure him because I'm like sitting way behind my
Yeah,
caster creeps right there.
he has a
Okay,
useless
that makes.
support right now, right? So anytime that he's gonna come up to last hit this one, you can be like switching to rocket and be ready to hit him. And he's either going to
Okay.
trade auto for auto, or he's going to go for the minion, and he's going to go for the minion every time, right? If he doesn't go for minion, then you're kind of winning because you're going to get all these minions because he's the one who's to come into you. And Karma should be in a better spot. That's unfortunate, but maybe if you ping, it'll help her. But see, he walks up for that last hit, and we're just like backing up. For what? What are you afraid of? We're already winning the push. You don't need to force on it. If you end up not getting it off, like moving up, that's fine. Or if it's like a Varus who's gonna like and your Karma's AFK and he's gonna auto E you, don't go for that maybe. But um, in this case, you're kind of afraid of nothing. Um, and like all of a sudden now we're so far away, right? You could just be like right back here, right behind this wave where this guy can't hook you. And then Karma hopefully comes out and hooks or goes for Q, and then when she does that, we can also step out right behind her and look for like a follow
Yeah.
up auto attack. And then again, not too far because we gotta pay attention to the hook. And if Thresh has Flare, Thresh is gonna hit level 2. Be afraid. Then you should start kind of be a little bit worried about being here because he might just flash Flay engage on you. But depending on the lane state, you might not be afraid of that, and then you can still play like that. Just be aware of it. But so this is like right. We know we're gonna hit 2 off these melees, right? So if they're gonna be walking up, right now I want to be pinging this affiliates because we can just start walking up and this minion will die like as we get here, or we can last hit it there. Okay.
Okay.
So I want to be already pinging on the way, and I want to be ready to moving up. So like, see how Karma starts walking up? He hooks like this click was really bad. Everything else is fine, but going back is really bad. You should just immediately be moving in. This guy just missed hook, right? So we've been stressing this ever. If this is whoever has a hook champion level 1, the hook goes out, they are not a champion anymore. And you guys are in such a good spot, especially when you're right here, such a good spot to just blast this guy. This guy's trolling. So never click away here. Even if you're going to miss this minion, just start walking in, and it'll die while you're fighting. Or you could walk up, hit it one time, get level 2, and then follow up. But that click away,
Okay.
like this, last thing, this would have been fine even if you're just a little, like, you'd be here right now. So that, if that click didn't happen. And then you'd just be in auto range for this
Yeah,
guy.
he should have died here.
I mean,
Yeah.
he would just flash earlier, or just maybe even 100 more damage on him from your autos. And maybe at that point, if you saw the auto on him, you'd just flash to be able to finish him off. But Karma also was a little bit slow to W because I guess he's slow to click your spells. And I think like your W follow up was really good here off the slow, but like right here, switch if you would have switched just minigun for a second when he was close to you, that would have been better, and then go back to rockets. But right now, what do we already know in this situation?
Took it slow down.
Yeah, exactly. So we can just keep
Yeah.
going right to the edge of the tower. We don't want to take a tower shot. Even if we did, we'd still be
Yeah.
like kind of winning. But see
Nah,
what you did again there. Why are you clicking away?
yeah, click back for no reason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You're this is
Oh.
hard winning. Like even if you don't kill, I mean, I think we just saw Thresh flash actually, so I think you have a kill. Actually, I think Phyllis might even still heal. Sorry, so maybe don't, maybe not. But like, so we already talked about the first part. But you already know his hook's down. Actually, no, he has flash still. But if you are a little bit closer up, and then again you're back, just get his flash right. If we could have just got his flash, and both flashes are down, and then we just shove in. And if they reset, they miss fucking huge waves. And if they stay, then me and Karma can just, I mean, I can look for W's under the tower. Karma can go for like mantra Qs, and I can just stand up here and look for um, auto attacks with rockets range and tether the tower
Okay.
range. But I just have to be worried then about if Thresh is going to have a hook angle on me. I care for that, of course. But you have so much pressure on them on the tower at that point. So just be aware that, like, I don't, maybe in the moment you were just thinking about Thresh not having hook, or I don't know, but he gets rooted, cancel auto unlucky, but I mean, there was no, definitely don't click back here, like, again, because we know his hook's down. You've
I
got
think
like
that's just force of habit. Actually, I was just thinking about. It. I was like, I'm trying to think back to what I was thinking. I was just
yeah,
thinking of clicking, but I should be thinking to click forward,
yeah.
not backwards. There.
And just from here, even like the click back, it's just habit. I think I agree, but just be thinking
Mhm.
this spot. I know I'm hitting two off this. They're not hitting two. Karma's in a good spot. This hooks down. Like this is so winning. Just fucking, we're going guns blazing. Um, but other than that, like the you following with your W's and stuff was so good. And then just again the starting position, but and then because they're so low, we don't want to slow push because they like if I'm slow pushing and they just reset, then I mean they're gonna come back and get it all. And even if they don't reset and I'm slow pushing, they're still gonna like get it all because our wave's gonna be so big, right? We got a whole wave with another one but coming behind it. So there's no reason to slow push. Just shove this in, and then especially when we shove this in, if they stay, which when they see you shoving, they're gonna be more inclined to stay because they know that they're gonna miss cannon if they reset. Um, which by the way, if they reset, if you kill them, they're gonna get to land a lot faster than if they just have to reset. So obviously, kill would be nice, but like think about that. If they're resetting, that's 8 seconds to reset. That's like 5-6 seconds of sitting in base getting your health back, and then no speed boost walking to lane. If you die, you get full HP immediately on spawn, and you have a speed boost out of base, so you get to lane actually a lot faster from death. So in this position, if they don't die and they're forced to reset, they miss like the whole wave if you get it in fast enough. And the reason I said don't use your rockets is just because your attack speed's really slow on rockets, and we want to save our mana so that if they stay, which they will, um, you're going to be able to have enough mana to use your W often. Because if you just spam rocket here to try to shove it in fast, it's not going to be worth it because you're actually going to use too much mana. Right there, it'd be okay if you just switch rocket and see like a double last hit. That'd be okay. But it's like right now I'm in lane and I can when this guy's going to walk up to hit this cannon on last hit, I should be so I see this cannon. I should be more down here, or even just up here. Thresh is in here, and when he's going to hit this, I should switch rockets and try to auto him. Or if I'm down here, I know he's going to walk up to last hit this. I can W him at that point. And then I
Okay.
can
Yes.
actually auto him at a point where I can auto and then immediately move back when the auto's flying, and then I don't get hit by tower at all.
Oh yeah.
And you can do that on like the caster's moved up really far here. But if caster's like max range, especially when your range is like level 5 or like level 3 or 4 Q, you can do that a lot easier from up here, on whatever they have to kill casters up here. You can usually catch them with autos because they usually have to come like move this way. And if they're moving down here, you can then come down here and hit them from here and back out.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to look. That's like tethering them on tower. You want to look for that. So you're trying to do it there. That's fine. But do you reset here? No. You're full HP, full mana. If you reset, you're gonna miss CS.
I remember asking
So
the
see
question
like
because
right
I
here.
think
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. No, because I remember in game I was wondering if I should reset just to have Cole, but I don't think Cole in and of itself is probably worth it since I'm so healthy.
Yeah, yeah. And you it's again if you reset like at this wave, you're gonna miss these casters. Maybe the next wave comes in, you're gonna miss like a melee or two, and it's just not worth it. Like there's just no reason to
Okay.
keep the pressure on him. So like, but right there when he's getting cannon, right, you know he's gonna go for that cannon. So use that timing to get a free W on him, or even an auto. Like just do as chip as much damage as you can over time, as much as you can over time. Like every damage, all damage matters because he's gonna be bleeding. You know he's got no flash. Like you could set up for a dive, and then yeah, okay, you've got no more
Yeah.
time to pressure him with Thresh here. So just take the time to go ward. So in here, you know that there's Scuttle that fiddles on Scuttle, right? Right now, again, from this position, we can't walk up in this lane, right? And we know that the wave's going to push into us. Why do we know that?
Because we just shoved it into tower,
Well,
so it's naturally gonna bounce back, right?
well, not always. If they can kill all the minions out of tower first, it can come to a reset state. So the importance of a reset coming back in is that the minions meet these, and then your minions come further up in the lane. Because now when the next wave comes in, like if this is first wave, this is second wave coming in, it meets here, and yours are still far away. So then this like influences it into pushing in you. Because the enemy minions stack before yours stack, so their wave gets bigger first,
Oh.
which means they do
Mhm.
more damage faster. So you can see that wave. There was even just 3 casters. Doesn't matter. there's enough for them to slightly stack that it might even just offset it just like right here instead of the middle. And that'll mean it'll come back into. You might miss more. The further up it'll miss, you'll miss more if you can't get back into lane. But we'll talk about why that doesn't matter in a second. But again, just look at your wave so you know that their next wave is going to be coming in. It's really close. It's going to touch these minions, right? Most likely. And then, okay, we know it's coming back into us if they're going to meet just even slightly. But we saw Nunu was moving towards this way. You can see him doing that. And he's looking for the scuttle, obviously. And you have Karma moving up and Fiddle's moving up. So since Karma's going up, if you come into lane right now, what are you going to do? Yeah, you're just going to try to catch XP. That's fine. But I think it's better, like, okay, Nunu's moving this way, just start immediately following.
Because there's a potential of getting a kill on him as well.
Yeah. An assist, to kill, whatever. Just
something.
Mm-hmm. And this could be extremely important because let's say Tristana was just under her tower farming. Their mid laner is going to see, okay, Tristana's stuck. She can't follow this. And he's going to move down with Nunu. And he's not even, they're usually just not even going to think about like what their bot lane's doing. I mean, even in fucking Master Tier Korea, dude, I'm pinging that I can't go and that they're going, and they'll still fight right here. Like, knowing that people are telling them, hey, bot lane's coming, they will fight. So if Malzar's moving down and with his Nunu, they're going to be like, okay, we'll just shit on Fiddlesticks. And then suddenly Karma, Jinx show up. And like 10% of the time they won't fight. I don't know. Maybe Lorio's smarter, to be honest, or NA is just smarter in this aspect of not wanting to fight this. But as long as you're coming, you know, if you get here and the fight isn't happening or it's already like this, then you just loop around. Because you can't walk down this way without Karma anyways. So okay, whatever. Okay. And I know it's coming back into me. The wave's coming back into me, even if it's going to take another wave or two. I might miss a minion or a melee minion or two, but that's okay because I've like helped the team so much right here. My team got pressure, and if your team throws that pressure, that sucks. But yeah, you can't do anything in lane alone, anyways. Like if I go to lane alone, maybe Thresh won't pressure very well, but if I'm in lane alone as Jinx and they see my Karma show up here, then they just walk past the wave, and I just can't get XP anyways. So it doesn't really matter. And if you're alone in lane, you know, try to just go in XP range. Don't try to last hit or try to W minions. But definitely don't try to last hit because then you just get flashed on and die or blow your flash for no reason. So just play for XP only. And if they're pressuring you well or pressuring you, then just give it up, right? And eventually it comes into you no matter how much you missed. Feels bad, but that's how the game goes. Because same thing will happen to Aphelios. So
yeah.
Yep, like right there, even if we're missing minions, this is still really good to do. Yep, great traps. Because we just need to make sure that we're following up as soon as this happens, right? Like, a lot of time you might be like, I don't want to miss this. I need to less hit these minions. This doesn't look like a kill, but we already know Thresh had no I think Thresh had no flash. He must have, right?
No, the thing is, I didn't see him flash. I know Aphelios flashed.
I don't remember when he flashed either, but maybe he didn't. I don't have no clue. Anyway, but good follow up. And anyways, even in this situation, if Thresh lives and blows flash, well, now we're just freezing this wave now, anyways, because
yeah, another fuck. Yeah.
If they stayed alive, but because Thresh dies, we just push this so that we can get a reset off, spend a lot of gold. If we don't push this, then I mean, you could just reset, but you're just not gonna have the gold that we want. Like we want that 1300 gold. And as soon as Thresh comes back, right, then they just are going to crash it on you, and it's going to feel bad. And they're going to get a better time to reset off on you, because Karma's pretty weak right now, too. And you have no mana.
So my question was, you were telling me that I should have been looking at Karma here for the possible, like, flash auto kill on him as he comes.
Yeah.
Or, like, I think they're like, fighting or something, but I wasn't looking at the map, I believe.
Well, so, and then just one thing here, I think you enter this really well. The W is really good, the E is really good, but just you're in range to you're going to keep coming into him. Actually, you want to keep moving in, because if he's going to flash, you want to be in a spot where if he flashes, you're still in range. So you want to actually keep coming in here. In certain situations, you might not want to, but obviously, I don't think we're in danger at all to move up further in this case. And you can just use minigun, right? You're in range, just use minigun. Faster attack, save some mana. Not a big deal there, but just giving that option, because one thing you really like when you're in range of minigun to just keep using your rockets.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So then this is going to be the same thing where we just use mini. Obviously, so I don't like rockets here because we just want to keep our mana for a situation where we're going to have a W or an E, especially when you level up here. So these rockets, if you don't rocket here, you have enough mana for a W or E right now. And then if you're looking at this, like you see her go up, but you just don't move your screen. I have no idea what's happening. And he got rooted.
Honestly,
So if you saw
yeah,
that
he
her
did.
W is on him, you would just immediately start moving up, and you might even just if Karma sees you here, she just keeps autoing, and then you can just like flash W, or you maybe not even have to flash W, but when the root goes off, you're already in range. So just be looking for it. Close hit though, and then just come back, push, and just shove. And ideally, we would love to be able to. But again, if you didn't use the rocket those 2 times right now, you'd actually have enough mana for. I don't know. Would you have enough for traps? Was there another time that you used rockets? Right there's when you finished rockets. I think it's just the W. I don't think you use rockets again here, do you? No. But you'd have enough mana for a W still, or I mean, you'd be at this timing. When does it show up? At how much mana? 40 mana. You're 10 mana away from an E. So if you're running away now, and they keep chasing, you'll get your E up, or you'll have enough for a W to like look for a slow to help. But the rocks just don't help that much in this case. And obviously, ideally, you'd want to be able to like walk up with this to make sure it crashes so they don't hold it on you. But because Nunu's right here, we can't really. And Phil's is really low. So if they tank this wave, they're going to lose a lot of HP. But yeah, now holding this is really good because, you know, they were like, I think it was, they haven't reset yet, right? So they're low. You can see them resetting. And hold this. A lot of pressure on them. This is really good. Come up. You took. Oh yeah. So this was the. You're level 5. Your Q is good range on rockets right now. He's not blue gun, so you outrange him really hard with your rockets. But you do have to worry about the fact that he's purple gun, but not really so much because we have cleanse and we're super strong, and Karma's actually kind of behind them. It's like right here, you should just have rockets out. And also, really don't stand behind. Right, yeah. Try to not stand in the way against the Phileas. It can be hard sometimes, but just come out here probably. And then if Thresh walks up, you gotta just walk further back, and then just try to rocket the wave. But if Thresh is like this and he's right here, just turn rockets on and just move out of the wave. And then if he wants to hit you, guess what happens when you're moving out? He's gonna have to like walk in a little bit, and then you can just keep kiting him.
You guys start taking the minions,
yeah.
right?
And then Karma's I don't know if she's a blast gun there, but if she's just coming behind you guys just kill him. You have so much. You have a lot of ability on him. Like right here, if you just step in and put traps right here, Thresh can't come in. He can't go back.
Oh, that's a kill right there.
Yeah, and these minions are all shitting on him right now, so probably a kill.
Yeah.
But
he has white purple, so that combination is ass too.
Yeah. So even just right, you see how you minigun them? Like it's like you like to minigun when they're a rocket when they're in range of minigun, but you like to minigun when you could just rocket. So this is the number one thing I think you need to like try to be a little bit more aware of right now in terms of mechanically on Jinx is just the minigun versus rocket stuff. Because this always in lane when you're trading, think about rockets.
Okay.
Rockets are trade because like especially when it's level 3, especially level 4, every level it goes up more because you get more range. So just think about the rockets a little bit more.
Okay.
Like even when you were rooted right there, you could be autoing him when he's walking it like that, and then like I mean he's coming, he's trolling.
Yeah.
So like switch to rockets, hit him there, and then he roots, and then he steps in like this. I mean you actually have rockets, you should just be clicking him because you can't move anyways. And then he's stepping in, just those traps behind him. I think he's fucked now, but.
Yeah, I was just like now I'm looking back at him like who's trolling harder, me or him?
Yeah,
I my god.
Just want you to be really aware of the rockets versus minigun when you're going for trades in lane, and then when you're team fighting, just again when people come into your range, use the minigun mostly. But when you're looking for lane trade, you want to start at max. This is what we talked about last time, right? You always want to start with that max range entering, right? You remember that? So always when you start a trade, you're going to be coming in with the rockets so that you can at least, while you're moving into range of minigun, you can, like while you're following up or whatever, you can start with an auto with the rocket range. And then I think this was What happened there? Like even there, I think on Thresh you could just drop traps in front of him, and then that gives Karma follow up. What even happened to Fizz here? Oh yeah, right here you a little bit aggressive. She goes in. Yeah, this is fine. You get the kill, right?
No, he
He
flashes
blocks
away.
it. If we want to be really picky here, you probably have like a. It's fine that he flashes, but like right here when he's rooted, you could be in Rocket. You could see like a flash auto angle onto him.
Auto.
But
Yeah.
and then since you have cleanse, if Thresh hooks, you just cleanse as soon as he hooks. But if you wanted to say flash or you're a little bit afraid, that's okay. Or you're not sure. Like obviously not a big deal. Just as long as we. And then I think so. This is where you need to be careful with lane stuff. So you know that they're resetting right now, and you're crashing this wave. So if we're thinking about it, and we're just being conscious of recall timings. Okay, they're probably going to be coming not too far behind this wave, if not with the wave, right? Right.
Yeah.
So maybe I just want to take this one plate, and since I know that they're probably like right here, still pretty far away, and I saw Nunu top, I see everyone on the map basically because I know their bot lane's somewhere like trailing back here. Just hit my reset right now. Just press recall
Okay.
because they can't touch you, right? They're not going to be able to stop your recall. You know that they know that if you back up, you're going to recall anyways. So this is just a faster reset. And instead of greeting for more plate, the reason we want to get back like ASAP is we want to be back before they're going to be able to come back and push this next wave in. Since we know we can assume they're going to be with or right behind this wave. Since we were just thinking about times, like thinking 8-second reset. Okay, they got to heal up. They're probably coming around this wave just while you're looking at the map after they reset. And just
Okay.
know,
Says,
I don't want to
and that's that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was saying, and you saying basing here like after the first plate is better than going for the second
Yes,
plate.
because it's 80 gold,
Basically.
but what's going to happen is if we go for this next plate, or if we stay too long, basically, if we recall while this wave's coming in, and then we just know, again, they're coming right behind the wave, so they're coming in with it, and I'm just finishing my recall, what's going to happen?
They're gonna try to shove out the wave, right?
Yeah, they are going to shove out that wave, and they're going to crash it, and you're going to miss that whole wave, and that whole wave is worth more than an 80 gold plate. Obviously, it's 80 gold between the two of you, but it's worth more than even 160 gold, because the wave is actually worth probably about 100 gold for the 80 carry, but there's XP involved in it. Plates don't have XP.
Oh, that's a good point.
So plates feel good, but they can be a bait like that. So getting this one plate, I think you had plenty of time for that. That was great. But you can just recall right now. Let the minions even finish it off for you. And then just get back and then come back to lane and as they're crashing that wave, not miss anything. And then, yeah. So basically, if you go for 2 plates here, then that second plate, they're actually going to outvalue you because of the XP. Just be careful of that.
Okay.
So that's why, like, when we, now that we stayed for the second plate, we kind of feel like we have to fight or push this next wave in. Because if we don't, if we recall right now, then we know that they're going to push this in. And if it's a cannon wave, actually, then it's worth more than a 160 gold plate. Even.
Yeah.
I think it is a cannon. And cannons are really hard for you to, like, push in when they're going to come back to lane. So, again, we know I don't have R, I'm lowish mana, I'm lacking HP, Karma's really low. They're going to be full HP, full mana, fresh items. Even though I'm sitting on 1,000, he might actually have more value in his inventory because I haven't spent that. So now I might actually end up being trapped in lane or having to sacrifice a wave plus plates myself now because I didn't take a good enough reset. So you do end up getting this in. I think we missed the cannon sadly, but it happens. But now again, if this is higher rank, this Thresh just holds this wave.
Yeah.
And now while you're resetting, you're missing that whole next wave, guaranteed. Even though you killed that cannon wave, you know, you're still gonna miss a lot. Or they might even, honestly, based on where the location of the next wave is, that they can just shove this wave in and depending on the lane, if it's like a Xyz lane, see here, like luckily you don't really miss anything, but if it's a lane that pushes faster, especially with an execute like a relic shield champion for the cannon, you can suffer a lot more. Like if those doesn't push super well unless he has blue gun. I don't know if he had it at that time, but like a Xayah will clear the wave immediately on you. So you're gonna miss more. So we kinda got away with it here. But just be really careful of this situation, right? Because they might just try to force. They might do something or get here just slightly faster. There's gonna be situations where they get here 2 seconds faster, and it's gonna be way harder for you to like. You're not even gonna get that cannon now. So just be aware of that. Don't get baited by plates. Just think about them coming back, what time, and where the next wave's at. Okay. And then we see a clean fight here. I think just this is where we first talked about, like, yeah, so just right here though, if you just trap like right here, so he can't do anything. But because then you don't need to you don't get hit by this, right? So by the way, I don't think it's worth you cleansing the snowball, because I don't actually think you cleanse anything when you cleanse it.
That's what. That was just more
Because
like
you get
a.
knocked up, and then you're cleansing right as you land, but I think you're done with the stun anyways. I don't know. Maybe there's a stun when you land too. I'm not sure. I don't think there is.
Honestly, it wasn't even a thought process. I just pressed it just out of panic, most likely.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was. Because sometimes I'll just press cleanse thinking I have heal, but like.
Yeah. Because if you get hit by the snowball, it's not even that. It could be not even that big of a deal. Obviously, if you just trap, you're going to be in a better position anyways. But if you get hit by this, you don't need and you don't cleanse. Then okay, when he eased you, this root is what you want to cleanse. Now you want to cleanse on this, and then his ulti doesn't fuck you, or you don't have to flash it then. But yeah, this was really good though. You know, Thresh already used hook, right? So we can just kite away. They don't have any. We know I have cleanse still. Well, actually, I would have cleansed. I have flash still, whatever. But they don't have really good CC. Hook's down. This guy's really far away. I'm just fucking gonna keep kiting these guys. So you do really well once you just start kiting. Try to hit the Thresh if you can. Be a little bit more accurate with just hitting Thresh because he's lower. You'll kill him faster. Don't, if we can hit between them, we just want to hit the Thresh instead of the Nunu. Whoever's lower gonna die faster. Yeah, played really well at that point. Once you just manned up and kited a little bit. I guess we went mid here because Tristana needs to get a reset off and no one's covering mid, so that's fine. So maybe right now what I'm seeing is, if I'm looking at the map while I'm pushing this out, because you know what happens right here is we just get kind of a stalemate mid, right? I clear a wave, he clears the wave at the same time. There's not much anything to do, right? Because Dragon's gone. I look at the map. My Renekton's low HP, he wants to reset, clearly. So maybe I just clear this and I run top and I tell Renekton, hey, cover mid. Problem is, this tower's hard for him to defend. But just be aware that is an option if he's going to be resetting.
Okay.
Or maybe he's gonna you tell Tristana, hey, come mid. You ping her to come mid. You go top, and then you tell Renekton to go bot. Maybe a little bit too advanced for this rank yet because your teammates are not going to be on board. But just to give you a precursor to what can happen. Hey, I'm aware my top laner wants to reset. There's an open lane bot. A melee champ doesn't really do very well holding against Malzahar because he has to walk into Malzahar's ult range to do anything. So if I see that, just okay, I cleared this wave. There's downtime on this next wave coming in. Tristana's in base right now, so she can actually just come this way, and then after Nectar recalls, she can come this way. And even more, it could be like I just want to go top, because Dragon's 5 minutes. Rift Herald's the next objective. I want to go top. Tristana maybe goes bot, clears the wave. He recalls, comes mid, clears the wave, and then they swap, or it just stays that way. It just depends on what they want to do. But don't worry about that too much, because I know your teammates will not follow it. Okay. But just know you don't have to lock yourself in mid. You can see this and be like, I have downtime. I'd rather be top here, for example, and let my Victor and Ivia continue to just fight this Malzahar. Because I know that I can pressure Yasuo a lot harder than I can pressure Malzahar.
No, it's a good point because like sometimes in those situations where I do have like a a mage mid that doesn't really want to be in the side lane, I'll like sometimes just sit mid because I'm like kind of not sure what to do. But that is a good point. I should be probably looking at top or like panning my camera to him, seeing him recall and possibly looking to go there. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, one thing I instead of thinking really about what my teammates want more so, I would just think about like if my mid laner just stays mid, I'd still want to have come mid at this timing no matter what because Tristana was recalling. So even if I plan to go top, I need to cover this wave first, right? Like you did. But then once you're at this point where you see this downtime window, be like, is there a better spot for me? Can Tristana just stay mid or Victor, whoever, and deal with Malzahar? Because I know I can do so much more to Yasuo. And what's usually going to happen is if I go top, what's gonna happen at the next
Their bot
downtime?
lane.
Yeah, and what is already happening with their bot lane?
They're getting shit on.
Yeah, so even if they come top the matches, we're gonna just shit on them up in top lane anyways. So this tower is, if Yasuo stays top, this tower is gonna go down eventually because we'll just keep poking him under tower. We're gonna play smart still because he's got some ways to outplay and stuff like that, or Nunu ganking. But eventually, if we just keep playing smart, we'll whittle it down, right?
Mm.
And we'll definitely have control over this Rift Herald. If not, and then after Rift Herald, we can take it. But in mid lane, nothing's gonna happen. I'm never gonna outpush Malzahar.
That's
The
true.
only thing that's happen, it happens maybe we get like a fiddlestick super sick gank that maybe gets killed, but like that's just, we can't force that. It's gonna be like a chance thing, but we can force top tower gone whether it's their bot lane or Yasuo. So
Yeah.
there's that. And even if Philios is against Renekton can easily just sit under the tower and like defend because they're not that strong. And you also have 5 plates bot, and even if they end up taking bot tower, I mean, we're still winning because we have top and bot tower, and now mid's so much easier to take once you have both these gone, because both like side laners can push all the way up to the inner tower, and that makes it so much harder for them to defend mid because your team just pushes up and then comes in the jungle, and then whoever's defending these on their team can't rotate through their jungle to get to mid because your side laners are somewhere in there just looking to kill them. You guys have so much
Yeah.
control, and that makes it just easy to break mid because of that. But just think about that. Where can I pressure really hard? Don't overwhelm yourself every game thinking like, where can I go? But if you just find yourself like, I can't do anything against Malzahar, I don't want to just like AFK farm this game. I want to press my lead, look for the next best place to go. And maybe their top laner is like also someone with wave clear. And at that point, it doesn't really matter. We're just gonna have to play like the time game at this point and wait for the chance. But we'll just play for objectives. So like we'll just
Okay.
try to like play for the Rift Herald timer at that point. And of course, if Dragon is up, then we probably don't want to go top until we've taken Dragon. But if you don't think you're gonna win the Dragon fight anyways, then we can still just go top, give them the Dragon. Like this, but yeah, don't just AFK mid. By the way, if you're staying mid in this case, so when you're doing this, just okay, go up with my Karma. Then Karma can maybe like sweep her up here, and she can actually go a little bit deeper because you're behind her. But if you're in mid, Karma can't walk past the river at all.
Okay.
So like you'll notice like right here, Karma sees this, but she maybe she would have done it anyways. But it's way more dangerous for her to go clear this if you're not right here. Right? If she gets hooked right now
Yeah.
and Thresh goes in, oh yeah, that's traps for me. I'm ready to just start blasting. Like please go on my Karma here. And then you just bounce back to mid when the wave comes in and push it. And then yeah, JR here is good. He's probably dead. Just probably just realize this guy's here. Just don't walk into him. Just rocket, start kiting him. If you stay right next to Karma, you'll be fine. But you actually end up running like really far away from Karma here. And also, the big thing is you get hit by everything of his. It's not like he just pressed R. He had time to hit everything because you were so close to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. Like, you don't feel like you have to be stuck in mid just doing a wave clear battle against Malzahar.
Okay. We do end up shitting on this Yasuo as well.
Yeah, really easily, right?
Yeah, he his W
Did go
key
in
was
right here.
unbound or something like that.
Yeah. So the only thing, one thing you have to worry about here, though, I can't believe your Karma went Landry's, by the way. What a Chad. Is your jungle is really dark. So what you kind of want to do is like as you're maybe just walk down with Karma, get a ward here, because what do we know about like, and you need to save traps for probably Nunu Snowball because Nunu Snowball W hits you, Yasuo R's you, you're just dead. So you do have to be careful of that. Even though it's melee champion, you guys are double range. You can't be too cocky without knowing where Nunu's at. You need to get some vision down. Clear wave first instead of just like blind engaging on Yasuo. Probably get wards down because probably Yasuo's not going to try to 2v1 you without knowing that Nunu's coming, right? So don't get baited by that.
Okay.
Yes, literally this is exactly what happens, right? We end up, okay, we go top. When Rift Herald spawns, we just spawn the Rift Herald on top. I think Yasuo really, he doesn't even use the Wind Wall this whole time, by the way. He has Wind Wall
Unbound his
still.
W key.
He still has Wind Wall. He still has it. Like, he probably would have still died, but he could have at least not given you the kill that way. Or at least made you, like, maybe blow flash or something.
He's a kind gentleman.
Yeah, it's great.
He just like.
Yeah.
I appreciate him.
If people on their team aren't pushing ball and they're going to defend this, I mean, you could crash this, but just usually you're going to, like, go as far as you can without being too risky, and then if you can, exit with the Gromp, and then you'll just reset. And also this time, Dragon's coming up, so we're probably gonna want to go there faster. But I mean, their team's just trolling, so I don't really care about giving them Dragon when we can just get X 3 towers.
I almost stole this. I was so upset that I didn't.
Yeah, it was close. And we just wanted to play for our PD, which is fine. If you end up just recalling with your Zeal, that's fine too. But there was just an angle on the map where it didn't feel too forced because top was pushing into you. You had some jungle camps, and Fiddlesticks was going to bot side. I think this stuff is mostly good though. So yeah, again, red here. You wanted to go red, but you have 3 death timers on them, right? Push mid here. Because your team's gonna push mid, so you need to be there.
Not good.
It's gonna be 4v3, 4v2. Yes, was bot 4v3. You could take this tower, get a lot of, get that tower, and then you can always exit. Like after the tower, you can go to your red buff and reset. But what we do need to pay attention to is like the death timers. So now it's gonna be 4v4 because it just respawned. So this is a little bit risky. I think I was actually like, okay, we probably back up now, right?
Yeah.
But I think what happens is, I mean, Thresh is pretty low. I kind of want to, yeah. Rectin kind of jumps in. Good trap. So the win wall's down. Malzar's no R. You can just win this fight so hard if they keep trying to come in. You've got sums up and everything. And they're just so low now, but really good switch to minigun here. The one thing you can just do better is right as it starts, just put the traps right here. That's just gonna give you such a line of just black. Like you're just going so hard with rockets now with those traps there. Like even right now, you don't even need to worry about trapping Nunu. What I want to do is I want to isolate this guy, so I'd rather put traps there where none of these guys, like let's say they're following, and just trap these guys away from Nunu so that they can't get to me. Because I'll just kill Nunu, of course. So like right here, what you actually do it first. I thought you were gonna do it. Just run down here and just keep blasting him. You're so fast with your passive, right? He's never touching you.
I clicked backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks so troll now. Like in real time, it didn't feel that bad, but now looking back on it, it just like thinking about here.
Flash there was good. Get away from Ilias being able to do stuff. I would, yeah. Nice R. Yep, good job. And then, again, this is just you using range, right? Fuck you guys, I've got my range. You guys, even if I'm 400 HP, if I got a front line, I'm going to use my front line. And then just start it with traps again. Yep, so your traps there. A little bit quicker maybe, but either way, you need to flash them. Cool, but that means Thresh can't follow up. And then just get those W's in between here, right? A little bit better at that. So like while you're kiting this, go on the minigun. And then at one point, you just want to like auto get more damage off. Like once I would do it not right away because you're gonna lock yourself in place. But for example, like right here, because an auto kills him. So that's when it's worth it because he's already on top of you. Just auto for damage at that point. And then yeah, watch out about this. But this position's like just this wall over here, like this whole area, it can be a big death trap.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's super fast because he's got home guard. So that's what I was that's what I was saying earlier. Instead of trapping like so far in front, you see Nunu, put your traps just here.
Yeah.
This guy can never get onto you now, right? You just put the traps right in front of you and walk away, and then he can't ever touch you with that snowball. So what can be good, and this might be a little bit much for you at the time, just putting it in your head, is like if I see Yasuo going in, or if I see somebody low over here, you just fucking ignore this guy and just like start hitting whoever's here, because this guy's didn't do no damage to you. Also, your cleanse again is gonna want to be used on the E instead of his W, right? I think that's just a habit of yours. But don't cleanse the knockups. That doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
But it's like if you see Yasuo getting hit on, just like don't run away from your team or anything. Just go for the guy that you can kill, because Yasuo's already Ring over here. But and then you flash this way. That's fine. But now maybe just keep kiting up this way instead of going away from your team again. But yeah. I think, yeah. So then again, passive here. Like, this Thresh will never touch you. His hook will never hit you with your passive going.
Okay.
So, like, right here, I would actually, with my range, because you outrange everybody, I would just run this way and start hitting Aphelios and just keep going this way away from Thresh. Why? Because this guy's never touching me, dude. He's never catching me. Like, just fucking, you're so fed. You know you're so fed over this guy. You do so much damage. You can 3-shot him. So just, he'll never touch you with your range and your speed. So you just
And
run over
and
here, auto
Karma
him,
like shielded
run
me
up
as
here,
well.
auto him. If he starts running down, just keep going down, chasing him now, because you've already won. And this guy's never touching you. If Thresh is like right here next to him, I mean, maybe I'll just come in like this and then just kite out left, or maybe I'm just out because I'm too afraid of a hook or something. That's fine. But this position, man, just this guy's isolated. This guy's never touching me. Look how fast that you're not getting touched. And Nuna's just trolling at this point. Yeah, and then you just end the game with that. And it was well played. A well played EE.
GG.
Any questions on this? Yeah, I think I mean, definitely a lot better with your, like, the laning is getting a lot better with the follow up for your supports, especially with W's and E's. Doing a lot more damage that way. But just remember the small positioning things. You know, a little bit more about applying pressure, and remember the saving mana when you're pushing. You know, don't necessarily when you use the rockets early on in the game. Your rockets actually don't push that much faster than just using minigun, just because of the nature of the attack speed. And then remember this, you know, trading with rockets. Remember entry with rockets always, just to start the trade off, because you're, I mean, well, actually with trading, you usually want to stay in rockets because you're going to be trying to just space them. Spacing is like everything. That's what Jinx excels at. And then remember this reset timing. Instead of like staying for another plate, just remember if staying for a plate means that you're going to have to give up a wave and then potentially plates as well, just take an earlier reset. Don't get baited by the plate. Obviously, if this plate means you finish your like Kraken Slayer or something, like, sure, you can greed for it a little bit more.
Okay.
But remember that, and I think that those are like the big things. And then remember, you don't have to, you know, you can catch one wave in mid and then look to rotate. You don't have to stay in mid the whole time. But if you do, that some games it's okay. But sometimes you might want to think about applying your pressure to other places. But that I think those are the main highlights. Any questions, man?
No questions, man. Thank you for coaching me through this.
And I will absolutely get this one uploaded, as well as the past one too. I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll do that actually when I wake up tomorrow. I'll just start uploading it and then probably head to the gym.
All right, sounds good, man.
Yep. I will see you in the next one, man. Good luck in the games. You're on the climb, dude. Actually, what is your
Thank you.
Anyway, what is this name?
It's yeah, Seraphel. Yep.
Yeah, you're even 58 LP, dude.
What's
What's your highest peak?
It would be this account because this is my main account because I have all the skins on it now. So
Yeah, but like your highest peak rank ever, LP and division.
Like gold 199 LP.
Okay. So we're gonna make sure you beat that. Actually, your match
I'm
history is looking fucking sick, dude. You're kind of stomping.
Yeah, it's actually kind of weird. Like I was down bad for most of the season, but then I just started playing Jinx, and we up now. So
Yeah, I mean your Lucian KDAs are disgusting too.
yeah, that's who I spammed the first time to get to like gold or plat promos or whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, dude, your KDs have been disgusting lately.
Yeah,
What
just
the
don't just
hell,
don't look at
man?
that. Don't look at the Ezreal games because I'm a
Yeah,
sinner for that one.
yeah. I mean, even some of these Ezreal games you're popping off, dude. Ezreal's just obviously something we don't recommend much. What was the last? What was
Yeah.
the last session? It was like 2 weeks ago. Was it 3 weeks ago at this
Yeah,
point?
yeah. It's been a cool minute. I've been busy at work.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause there's definitely
So
sometimes for a few days you don't play, but yeah, dude. I mean, ignoring okay, yeah, we had some rough times before, but starting like from like 5 days ago, 4 days ago, you've been kind of popping off.
yes. And then that autofill support Lulu game, we don't talk about that there. That 0-10 was not
Jinx
me.
is
It's,
sweet. Yeah, I mean,
that was not me.
as long as you keep up what you started doing, lane. I mean, using the W's and E's a lot better than the last time we saw. No matter who you're playing, you're following up like that really well. And not in situation, just getting small trades like that off, and then using the small just making sure you're using those small trades. It doesn't always have to be a commit, but just like when that feels comes in, even if you just got two autos on him that he didn't get on you, or you see him coming, you get the traps off, etc., or just a W, like that's gonna do a lot. And then in the mid game, if you make sure you transfer that lead to not just tunneling on mid all the time if it's not going to do anything for you, but actually just moving around the map and making sure you don't just like clear wave mid and then walk back and forth till the next one comes. Just try to get something done. Just you don't always have to have a super plan, but just okay, my support's up in the river, my jungler's up there. I'll just kind of follow him till the next wave comes in and see if we can like steal the jungle or look for a dive on top together, something like that. Maybe just transition to top lane. That'll be how you carry as ADC more. I think
Sounds
you'll
good, man.
keep winning. You're doing consistent. You're doing good work out here, dude.